Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. So today we are just hanging out at the house with little baby. Say hi, Papas. He just got a fresh change of clothes and we are just hanging out. And I was just editing some videos. We are going to be doing a video for you guys, showing you guys what we needed for him or myself and him, or himself and I. So we're going to be showing you guys what I used in my first month of having him. He is going to be 6 weeks at the end of this week. So yeah. So I wanted to show you guys just stuff that I needed for myself, and I also needed for him, just because I wanted to put it in the same video, just because when you guys come home from the hospital, the last thing you guys are wanting to be doing is going to the store and going out. I kind of expected to come home from having him and then expecting to be running around, or like, oh, I could just do that once I get home. No, you need to rest. So and I didn't know that. I thought it would be like, once I had him, I would be feeling great right after and do everything that I needed. Oh, sorry. Look at this little crabby man. Look at him. So, he wants to talk to you guys too. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and be showing you guys that. So, let's go ahead and get set up. Alright, you guys. I am finally back. I had round up everything that I had on my notes. So I'm going to go ahead and start through the stuff that I needed, just because when you come back from the hospital, I mean, all the stuff that you need for the baby, it's also important. But I feel like as a mom, you're not able to leave the house and stuff like that. So if I were you, I would kind of get this stuff before you even have the baby. First things that I had gotten were these breast pads. These were I got a really big box of them. I had found them at Ross for $8. I'm sure you could find them on Amazon or anywhere else. I did see them at Target. But I just came across them at Ross when I was shopping for some things. So that's why I had gotten them there. But this is for if you are going to be breastfeeding, so this is something that you will need, just because if you do end up going out, which is kind of rare within your first 6 weeks, but anyways, like if you end up going out, you are going to need these, because there is a few times where I leaked through and I didn't even notice. John, he ended up being the one that John ended up being the one that noticed when we were in public, and he was like, oh my gosh, your sweater. So it would, like, the milk will go through all your clothes. So even if you think you're wearing a thick sweater, with these they come in a little sanitary pad, and then it has a little sticker on the back, and then you just open them up. So, and then you stick them on the inside of your shirt to go inside. So these are really good, just to make sure that you don't end up leaking through. You just have to make sure that you change them, because there was a day where I forgot to bring more pads, and then I ended up if you have sensitive skin, you might end up getting a rash like me, and you don't want that, just because it ends up making it more sensitive if you are breastfeeding and pumping. And then the next thing, you are going to need a lot of these. I don't know if anybody tells you anything at the hospital, but you are going to need a lot of pads. I tried those pull-up ones. They're from Always also, but those ones, they ended up like giving me a rash on my butt. Like if you guys would have seen my butt, it had rash all over it. So and that was very annoying. So I ended up going ahead and getting these after, and these were so much better than the other pull-up diaper things, just because those things, they had a scent on them. So again, if you have sensitive skin, I would get these instead, just because I never had a problem with these, but for some reason with the pull-up diaper things, I did have them. So this is something that's really good, and that you need, and you need a lot. So if you think that you got enough, get more. And if you think you still got enough, get even more, because you're going to be changing every time. Once you get home, I had my son naturally, but I ended up having to change every time I had went to the restroom for about 2 weeks, so just to make sure everything was clean down there. The next thing that you are going to need is you're going to be putting these on your pads. These are like the witch hazel pads, and these are just going to be on top of the pads, and they're going to help with temporary relief, itching, and burning. So these are great. These help a lot. They will give you one when you go home from the hospital, and so this is the one that they gave me, and all you're gonna do is fill it up with warm water and then the little soap. They had given me this pH soap to put in my wash, so just squirt a little bit in here and then just shake it up and then spray it on you to make sure everything's all nice and clean. The next thing, this is a spray. This is going to be for down there. You're going to want to spray this. It's a pain and itch spray. Fast relief, cools, and comfort. So this was really nice too to have, just because if I felt like I was like itchy from like the healing down there or something, but every time I would go to the restroom and I would pat everything dry and I would spray all that stuff and put all of that down. The doctors will show you how to do that. So in other things that you are going to need that I don't have right here, you're going to need a heat pack if you are breastfeeding, just in case, just because if at the beginning you start to produce a lot of milk, or at least I did, and I ended up having to put a heat pack on my boobs just because there was a couple times where I forgot to pump, and I ended up getting like my boobs were really swollen even after I pumped. So I wanted, or I would put the heat on it and it would help express the milk and stuff. So, or you could also try and take a shower and that'll help too. And then you are going to need a waist trainer. I am actually wearing mine right now. So mine, it has like a little rubbery thing and a Velcro thing on it. So I just Velcro mine up and it helps me sweat and everything too. So I ended up getting that. I haven't been wearing it like I should. If you guys want me to do like a body updated video, I did take pictures before I had the baby, and I do have pictures of me pre-pregnancy, so if you guys want to see those, I will go ahead and make a video of that and kind of like explain how I felt after having my baby and stuff. But I'll probably do that once I am 2 months into, or 2 months postpartum. Okay, so the next thing, this is all the stuff that you are going to be needing for the baby, or everything that I would recommend for the baby. So the first thing are bottles. These ones, everybody really are like, everybody recommends these ones. They're the Dr. Brown's, but honestly with these ones, I do find if you don't put in the parts right or line them up right or something, I don't know, but these ones, they do leak a lot. So even if you put them in the like to the side in your bag, they will leak everywhere. So I really won't recommend these ones. These ones I wasn't a real big fan of, and there's so many parts to them that I don't enjoy. The only thing that I do enjoy about these is that they do fit my breast pump. This one is actually for yourself. This is a breast pump. Mine is from Amita, and it has a switches like that, how fast you want it to go in the suction, and it has a cords. You could either do 2 pumps at once or one at once. So yeah, this is great, and it also has a battery area, so if you don't have access to an outlet, you could just use the batteries, and that is it. The bottle that I would recommend are these Tommy Tippy bottles. These things are great. My son really loves them just because it does have like a squishy spot on top since he is breastfed and bottle fed. I feel like this kind of acts like as an actual boob to him. So, and I like that they're fat. They're easier to set up against something. So if he's eating or whatnot, and they come with caps. So I do like that. And it tells you the ounces and whatnot on the side. So these are really good, and they don't leak. So the only thing that is kind of a bummer about these is when you try to fit them in the little compartment on your diaper bags, because usually the diaper bags, they're meant for bottles that are like skinnier like this, so that's the only thing. But those bottles, like even though they're for colic and they're supposed to be so like they don't burp as much, I do still find him burping even with those. So, and another thing that you are going to be needing is burp clots. Honestly, I like burp clots a lot more than what are the bibs. So I thought that I was going to like bibs a lot more, so I ended up getting a lot of bibs, but I didn't end up using the bibs at all. A couple of them had scratched him, so I didn't want to put those on him at all. And so these are good, so when he's eating, I'll put them right here, and say even if I'm breastfeeding, I could put it on his shirt and then also cover him, just because if you are breastfeeding, once you start one breast going, I do feel like the other one will start dripping like crazy. So this is nice to help like clean him up and also clean yourself up, just because milk gets everywhere when you're breastfeeding. I don't know if it's just me, but I do kind of feel like it's messy, especially more so at the beginning, just because with me I was producing so much milk, so I kind of slowed down on how much I was producing, and so it's not as messy and I'm not always dripping everywhere. But these things are great. I would have them on the bedside, by the couches, so anywhere I would be able to sit down and breastfeed, I would put these all over the place. And it has like a towel material on the back and like kind of a softer material on the front. So yeah, I do really like these. And so this one is for if you have boys and you're changing their diaper, you're just going to want to cover them so they don't get pee everywhere, just because with him a lot of times we would be using so many wipes and like pulling out wipes and wipes and wipes because he would pee all over everything. So this is good to help cover him and he doesn't get soaked and his clothes don't get soaked, because this will help you make sure that you don't end up like having to change his clothes so often, because there was like a couple days where we were like having to change his diaper, and my sister was actually the one who recommended this to me. It was just cover him with a washcloth, like it'll end up like soaking up all the water if he does pee. So I started to do that, and we are saving a lot more wipes than what we were, because we were using wipes like crazy cleaning him up, and he doesn't like to be wet or cold or anything like that. So this was something that helped a lot. So if you guys do try this, comment down below and let me know if you guys tried it and if it's working for you, because this is something that definitely worked for me. I am gonna have to pull up my car seat for this. Or a pillow for his head in the car seat. So it's just like this little thing that goes around, and that is great. So just in case he does end up going through his clothes, it goes all the way down here, so you could just kind of take that out of the car seat instead of washing the whole car seat. And yeah, so those pillows, even the shoulder pads that like they go on the straps, they kind of keep his head up also, so his head's not like swinging around. At first I didn't think that I needed them, until we brought him home and I would be sitting in the back with him and I would have to keep fixing his head. So yeah, so that helps a lot while we're in the car. But the only thing is that if you do have a summertime baby, I feel like it would end up making him kind of hot, so just kind of beware of that. Also, another thing, if you guys watched my video about what was in my hospital bag, this was something that was also in my bag, what I was taking to the hospital. And basically what it is, it's like a little thing that zips up over, you put it over the car seat, and it has this little window for them, and then it has a zipper to take them in and out. So this is great for, especially if your baby's a newborn and he's born in the winter time. And you don't want him to be out there with the germs and everything. So we ended up getting him this, and honestly this has helped so much, just because a lot of times people like they want to go up to you if you're in public and try to touch the baby and stuff, and I was kind of scared of that, and I didn't want people to come up to him and touch him just because he is so little. And right now there's like viruses going around, and viruses that this was another thing. This was something that I did not know about, and something that I wouldn't think that I needed until after having this Pasi. So he's using his Pasi, but there was another one that came in here. It comes with two, and this is from the MAM brand, M-A-M, and they come with a little Pasi, and then they both go in these little compartments. He likes these Pasis just because they're like a little bit thicker and fatter at the ends. But yeah, so these are really good because at the bottom you fill this little compartment down at here with water, and then you keep the rest of it like on the little stand in there, and then you could put in the microwave, and I forget how many seconds that you're supposed, you put it in for 3 minutes, and then it'll sanitize your Pasis, and then you throw the water out, of course, and then it is ready to go, and it will be sanitized for your baby. And you don't realize how much you drop these things, but yeah, he spits them out all over the floor. Like, and it's not just like drops out of his mouth, he literally like just spits it out sometimes. So yeah, this thing is really, really good, especially if we're out and about and we're at people's houses and stuff. So it's nice to always have two, just to make sure you have a clean one. They also have those little rope things that you could like attach to their clothes and attach to the Pasi. I do like those, but John, he'll usually take them off while the baby's sleeping, just because he doesn't want it to get wrapped around his throat or anything like that. These are something that I didn't think that I needed, but this big old thing, this is a swaddle blanket. So it shows how you could swaddle your baby. It has a little thing on there. And this is from Swaddle Club, and they have a lot of different other ones of different prints and stuff, but it shows you how to put on there. When he first came home, he didn't like to be swaddled, but now he loves to be swaddled. So these are great because they're how big they are, and just because how big they are, you're able to breastfeed with these. So I'll put these over us, and it does look like as if it's a little bit see-through, but honestly, when it's all bunched up and stuff, like, you're not able to see anything. But yeah, and it's nice because this material is not hot at all, so for him and for me, just because, I mean, especially once it comes to summertime, you don't want to end up being like in such a hot blanket and while you're breastfeeding him. So these are amazing, and they wrap up really, really small. So even with putting these over his car seat, I would do that, or I would also put them in putting them in his car seat, or like when I would put him on his baby carrier, like that chest carrier, I would put it over him and myself, just to make sure that no one was coughing on him and whatnot. So yes, this is something that I didn't know that I needed, and see how small it rolls up to. I could get it tighter than this, but I didn't right now. This is kind of just like me rolling it up. But yeah, so these are really, really good. I like shopping for maternity bras. If I were you, I would recommend going after, or if you are gonna go before you have the baby, I do recommend sizing up, just because you don't really know how much your boobs are gonna grow. At least I didn't. So I ended up getting a bra that I thought was gonna fit me, like when I had him, just because it fit perfect, and is the one I'm wearing right now, and I'm constantly fixing it. So this one is a good one. This one is from Target. The one that I have on is also from Target, but it's like one of those regular bra ones. So for sure with this one, I feel like every time I bend over, everything always spills out, and I always have to fix and readjust myself. But this one, like, it's like kind of like more of a sports bra. So like with these ones, they just snap down, and then it holds up by a string, or like with the one that I'm wearing, it has like a little bit bigger of a triangle piece. So I like the ones that have like a bit bigger of a triangle piece, but I like the, how do I explain, like, I like them bigger, a little bit bigger, just because when your boobs get engorged, like, they fit better and stuff. So when you're filled with milk, you need more room. Another thing that you are going to need if you are breastfeeding is chapstick, or a night lip cream. The one that I am using is from Dermalogica. It's the Age Smart one, and it has a little pump on it. It's not like a chapstick, it's kind of just a night cream, but I'll put that on. Which right now I'm needing some. But yeah, so this stuff, it's really good. It says that it's for nighttime, but honestly, I'll use it throughout the day, just because since breastfeeding, I don't know why, but my lips have been so dry. Okay, so the next thing that you are going to be needing, this is a must. So if you guys made it to this part of the video, congratulations, just because this is one of my favorite things that I could recommend to you. If you are going to at least get one thing, this is the one thing that I would recommend. He is still using it currently till now. He's already a little bit over a month. So this thing, So me and John, we have his crib in our room, but I felt like it was too far away when he first came home. I was too scared to even put him in it, to be completely honest. But I didn't want him to sleep just randomly in between us. So we have this thing, it folds up. It's called a snuggle nest. So, and it has this little handle right here just in case you take it out with you. You could take it to, like if you're going out to your families. And then it has this, like it folds out like this. So it has this little hard plastic which you can roll over on him. I know people, they don't recommend co-sleeping, but this is the way we did it. We put him in a bassinet on our bed, and our bed is like more than big enough, so like even though we had the bed, it was like nowhere, like we were still kind of nowhere near him. So with this, it has a little light, so you're able to have that, like, which is nice in the middle of the night, and you're looking for his Pasi or you're looking for his bottle and stuff. And then it also has music and a heartbeat on it. So this is the heartbeat. It kind of sounds just like traffic or something, I don't know. And it has a lullaby. And you could even put the volume all the way down or all the way up. So yeah. So this was something that I would recommend. And another thing I would recommend is the swing. It's really nice for if we are going places. So John and I, we had used it when we went to his mom's house, and it's nice because it folds up super small. So yeah, I'll go ahead and show you guys that. Baby is currently sleeping in it right now, and that also has music, and it has like the settings where you could do a really strong swing, and you could do a timer on it, and then like other music and stuff. And then we also have this other little bouncer thing where he could lay down and bounce on it. And then that thing he's kind of going into that stage where he likes it. At the beginning he didn't like it, so I'll probably have that in my next video, just because that's something that he likes now that he's getting older, and even sometimes now he's not like a real big fan of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you him right now. Alright, look at him. Okay, so you guys, he is knocked out. So we have him in this little swing, and it does have a little thing that goes across right here that like you can put toys on it and stuff, but we just don't currently have it up. And it has the little switches on the side, and then these things right here, these buttons on the side right here, the small little one, they allow it so you could fold it up. So the seat folds in half like a taco, and then the legs fold in. So that is really nice. Just so when you are taking it somewhere, it folds up really small. Right, you guys, so that was it for all of the things that I needed for my first month and a half of having him. So far, my little update on my postpartum is, so far it's so good. There was a couple complications and stuff. I did end up opening my stitches a little bit at the beginning, so just be careful for it. For anybody who's healing, just make sure to take your time and stuff, just because you don't want to end up like me being in pain longer. So every time I thought I felt better and I would start doing a whole bunch of stuff, then after I would end up feeling worse because I ended up doing a ton of stuff the next day thinking that I felt okay, and my body, it wasn't really okay to be doing as much as I was doing. So just take care of yourself and be mindful that, you know, you just had a baby. It took you 9 months to get there, because I don't know, with me, I was such in a rush to like be back to normal, be back to doing my old stuff, and that's, in reality, it's kind of just like not how easy it's going to be. So if you need help, make sure to ask for help. So luckily I have John, just because he helped me a lot once I had gotten home. Alright, you guys, little guy just woke up. So we are just going to finish up and start dinner. Oh, papas. Oh. You are the love of my life, huh? You are the love of my life. He's gonna be trying to use the bathroom. So I hope you guys like today's video. Sorry, my bangs keep splitting. They're like bothering me. So I hope you guys like today's video. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as usual, we'll be back with more videos. Bye! See you later, guys! Alright, bye.